At China's largest tourism fair, humanoid robots and new technologies drew global attention. Scientists have created a sound dome that goes beyond the limits of human perception. Engineers developed living concrete that self-repairs, purifies the environment, and stays biologically active for days. A new drone goes inside wind turbines and does in one day what used to take 5 days for human teams to inspect. Who would have thought a single screw could be the key to leading the world in humanoid robot production? And that key is in China's hands. These and other new technology updates will be in this episode. That's what we'll see in today's video. After the intro. Hello, impressed and impressed. I'm Realidade Impressionante, and you're watching Realidade Impressionante. If you like our channel, go ahead and leave your like. If you can share this video and leave a comment to really help with engagement. No more stalling, let's get to the video. And what if you could hear sounds that go beyond human capability? Yes, I'm talking about a technology. It's a real system. It's physical and built in a laboratory, and now it's being tested by humans. A team of researchers decided to check if a structure known as AudioDome, valued at $700,000, could reproduce sounds with such fidelity that our senses would be the limit, not the technology. The result: get ready to rethink what you know about our hearing, perception, and the sound realism that exists. The AudioDome is an acoustic dome with dozens of speakers arranged spherically, producing highly precise three-dimensional soundscapes. It may sound like I'm describing surround sound, but the images show this isn't ordinary. I'm talking about ambisonic rendering, a sound spatialization technology that goes beyond 3D headphones. It's a technique that creates sound fields where the sound really seems to come from where it was recorded, whether it's from the front, the side, above, or even from behind your head. Instead of simulating the sound only in your ears, the AudioDome emits sounds in real space, with such incredible fidelity that researchers had to test whether the human brain could keep up. Western University researchers in Canada simulated sounds from different directions to test spatial hearing limits. In other words, how well we can perceive where the sound is coming from. And get this, the AudioDome was not only able to be accurate in results that match or surpass the limits of human perception, but it also simulated sound directions and distances. The realism is quite impressive. Although the device itself does not use artificial intelligence, its accuracy in spatial reproduction creates a new standard for controlled auditory experiences, which is essential for research with auditory artificial intelligence, as well as for sound rehabilitation or training of speech recognition systems. In augmented reality environments or simulators, a system like this could even feed electronic ears with 3D perception, greatly enhancing the training of robots, personal assistants, or advanced auditory interfaces. The technology could revolutionize military and security simulations by delivering sound from every direction, in real-time, augmented, and virtual reality, to create immersive sound worlds that behave exactly like the real world. Auditory rehabilitation, which helps patients train their spatial perception of sounds in complex environments, and neuroscience studies to understand how the brain organizes the soundscapes around us. And the most interesting thing is that by avoiding headphones or invasive devices, the AudioDome recreates sound exactly as we perceive it in the physical world, with echoes, depth, and texture. Yes, my friends, we are listening to the future. This technology shows us that the limits of human perception are not in our ears, but in the tools we use to explore it. So, do you think one day we'll be able to perceive sounds that are literally beyond our hearing today? Tell me here in the comments. What if the buildings of the future were alive? Yeah, actually alive. What if walls could heal themselves like skin regrowing after a cut? Does it sound like science fiction? Yes, it does. But researchers at Montana State University have already started to take the first steps toward that reality. They developed a building material from fungi and bacteria that self-repairs, purifies the environment, and stays biologically active for weeks. That's the idea behind living concrete, an innovation that could completely transform the way we build houses, buildings, and even urban infrastructure, putting civil construction into a new era, the era of regenerative architecture. The material is made from the mycelium of Neurospora crassa, the orange mold that sometimes grows on bread. Combined with active bacterial cells, This mycelium forms a dense and resistant network and serves as the base for the controlled growth of the bacteria. And that's exactly where the magic happens. The material behaves like a living organism, detects cracks, and repairs itself. In addition, it is capable of degrading pollutants and breaking down contaminant compounds, making the environment around it cleaner and healthier. Unlike traditional concrete, which needs high temperatures and emits much carbon monoxide, this biomaterial is produced at low temperatures with reduced carbon emissions due to fungi and bacteria activity. Tests have shown that the material remains functional for more than a month, thus surpassing the lifespan of most known biomaterials. This durability is essential for real-world applications, where structures need to withstand time, pressure, and environmental variations. Living concrete fits perfectly into the new paradigm of responsive and adaptive materials. Most promisingly, researchers plan to eventually integrate it into intelligent, autonomous building maintenance systems. Imagine sensors that detect structural failures and activate zones of material to grow where needed. It's as if the building itself were a living creature with an immune system and integrated response mechanisms. The material can be shaped into complex architectural forms that mimic bone structures, greatly increasing strength and reducing weight. If until now architecture was built with materials we could call dead, the future seems to hold an era where buildings can be born, grow, heal, and evolve. Why not? Of course, all of this on a large scale is still quite far off. It's one thing to have something small scale, another to build a truly living structure. And paraphrasing Arthur C. Clarke, it's a fact that the future can indeed look like magic to our eyes. Let's wait and see. Thanks. Now imagine being greeted by humanoid robots at one of the world's most futuristic events. That was the reality at Expo 2025 in Osaka, where China presented to the world its Walker C, its newest humanoid robot with advanced physical intelligence. It's more than just a talking machine. This robot reads barcodes, packs objects, and interacts with visitors with a fluidity that impresses even the most experienced engineers. Developed by UB Tech Robotics, Walker C is compact but full of capabilities. The robot uses its skillful hands for tasks needing fine motor skills, like handling small objects and labeling packages. All of this is done using computer vision and real-time planning. These skills make it a direct rival to the G1 from ONI3, and also put it in the running for a place in the spotlight in service robotics. One of the most impressive things about Walker C is its adaptive autonomy. Powered by artificial intelligence from the Huichi platform, the robot reacts, interprets its environment, makes decisions, and adapts to changes. In demonstrations, it was able to perform complex logistical tasks without the need for retraining, one of the most anticipated features in systems aimed at so-called general artificial intelligence. With its low-code system and language and vision integration, the Walker C interacts with people in real time, offering contextual responses and natural movements. This combination allows it to act not only as a technological showcase, but as a true robotic tour guide, representing China at one of the largest global exhibitions. Walker C's technology is based on another humanoid robot UbiTech launched in March this year. This larger model stands 1.70 meters tall, walks on sand, stairs, and snow, and reaches speeds up to 10 km/h. It was the foundation for a more agile and functional robot testing platform. The debut of Walker C at Expo 2025 may indeed seem like a futuristic show, but perhaps we are witnessing the new normal that will be part of our daily lives. In a world where the spotlight is on artificial brains and robots that walk, talk, and even run marathons, the real competition might be happening inside the joints of these robots. I know it sounds weird, but it's not an exaggeration. A simple screw just means it's about finger-sized. It could decide who will dominate the next era of artificial intelligence with robotic bodies, the era of humanoids. In the geopolitical race for technological supremacy, China has taken the lead in something no one expected: the large-scale manufacturing, of course, of planetary roller screws. These components may seem minor, but they're already impacting industrial strategies in the United States and other countries. To understand the impact, you have to look beyond the shine of artificial intelligence screens. Modern humanoid robots like Tesla Optimus, Figure 01, and Digit from Geo Robotics don't move by magic. They use actuators, mechanical systems that convert motor rotation into precise linear motion. And at the heart of these actuators are none other than the so-called planetary roller screws, or planetary roller screws. More advanced than traditional ball screws, they offer greater wear resistance, superior precision, and can handle much more weight. Three critical factors that humanoid robots need to walk, lift boxes, climb stairs, or even knock out another robot in the ring. As we are already seeing happening out there, the secret of planetary roller screws lies in its engineering. Every screw is made with extreme precision to minimize friction and ensure smooth, continuous movement, even under great pressure. They are silent, reliable, and more importantly, almost indestructible in industrial environments. But all of this comes at a price. Planetary screws are still expensive to manufacture and require a highly specialized supply chain, which China has already quietly mastered in recent years. As humanoid robots become smarter, it's natural that we'll also see them become more useful. But this intelligence needs efficient and reliable bodies. A robot that falls while picking up a box or breaks from wear jeopardizes the entire system. That's why merging cutting-edge artificial intelligence and high-performance hardware relies on these tiny components, which remain unseen since we only notice the machine's exterior. Chinese companies such as Shanghai Beijing are already investing up to $260 million to create a mass production line for these screws. What could lower prices this much and make the technology more accessible? Except perhaps for the West as a form of retaliation, so to speak. From factories and hospitals to stores and robotic marathons, the new generation of robots must be resilient, adaptable, and efficient. And planetary roller screws are the key to turning sleek prototypes into real workers, operating alongside humans. Or maybe not, who knows, right? China is advancing with robots like Ubitech's Walker C and Unitree's G1 and H1, and hosting unique events such as robot boxing and marathons. Not just as marketing, as some people are saying out there, but as a real test of mechanical performance and operational endurance. So think of it this way. What if the global supremacy of future robots isn't decided by an algorithm, but by a tiny screw? Yeah, my friends, whether you like China or not, it seems like those guys are thinking of everything, right? They're not just investing in artificial intelligence, but they also want to master the mechanical fundamentals that this new revolution will bring. And you, technology lover, would you like to visit a tourism fair and be welcomed by a robot? Who speaks 8 languages, dances 20 different choreographies, and even makes you a handcrafted coffee while chatting with you? That's exactly what happened in Shanghai during the gigantic 2025 Tourism Industry Expo. With over 700,000 square meters and 6,000 exhibitors, the event showed that the future of tourism goes far beyond itineraries and landscapes. It is intelligent, automated, and incredibly humanoid. The fair's main highlight was interactive service robots found in almost every sector. The female-shaped robot, Xiaoqing, was developed by the company Qingbao Engine Robotic, and she was one of the main attractions of the event, standing out mainly for her interactions with the visitors. Besides dancing, Xiaoqing interacted with visitors, followed commands, and joined conversations, showing major progress in integrating robots into tourism and daily life. The robot at the exhibition highlights robotics' increasing role in cultural tourism, offering new possibilities for interactive and personalized experiences, tailored exclusively for each visitor. Equipped with precision sensors, articulated arms, and fluent artificial intelligence, this robot ground fresh beans, explained the origin of the coffee, and even served the drink with a certain charm. Alongside the humanoid robots, the project's robotic dog Yushu climbed structures and engaged the public, combining safety, spectacle, and technology in one experience. All these robots were built for real-world tourism and hospitality settings. They feature LiDAR sensors, 3D vision, and an autonomous navigation system. This allows them to walk, talk, dance, and even patrol hallways safely and accurately. The highlight is the integration with artificial intelligence, advanced mobility, and interactive capabilities, allowing the robots to recognize emotions, adjust speech intonation, and interpret contextual commands with a high degree of accuracy. Meanwhile, Ubitech booth robots like King Bao made drinks, danced, and took selfies with visitors. This new generation of robots incorporates multimodal artificial intelligence with the ability for visual interpretation, voice commands, and dynamic environment mapping. enabling them to serve as museum guides, store attendants, or hosts at hotels and themed fairs. Today, robots dance, make coffee, guide tourists, and interact with the public in a fluid, naturally robotic way. So what lies ahead? Will you soon be greeted by a robot during hotel check-in? Or maybe take a city tour with an android that understands your mood and preferences? Leave your comment below. Would you choose an intelligent robot as a guide on a trip? Or do you still prefer a human guide? I want to know your opinion. Tell me here. And imagine a ship sailing silently through the waters, powered not by noisy propellers or polluting turbines, but by a system that elegantly mimics the movement of a whale's tail. This technology already exists, has been tested, and has reached efficiency levels exciting the shipping industry. Its name is ABB Dynafim, and it's not just a brilliant idea on paper. It has been tested in open waters and shown 81% efficiency. And nature, once again, is teaching us a few things, isn't it? Created by Swiss company ABB, the Dynafim is based on a concept reminiscent of a cetacean documentary. A rotating horizontal disc with movable vertical blades, each one individually controlled, to simulate the movement of a whale's tail. These so-called blades strike the water with biomechanical precision, generating thrust in a continuous and extremely efficient way. Very different from traditional systems, which push the water in a rough way. At the heart of the Dynafim is a central electric motor that makes the wheels spin, while each blade is controlled by its own intelligent control motor, allowing fine adjustments during navigation itself. This ensures not only energy efficiency, but also a surprising level of maneuverability, which is essential for modern vessels in crowded environments, such as ports, canals, or even coastal areas. As I mentioned, the tests weren't limited to the lab. The system was taken to open waters and tested by the renowned Maritime Research Institute of the Netherlands. And the result? Total validation of the modeled efficiency. And IBB didn't stop there. The Dynafim incorporates cutting-edge robotic technology, derived from IBB's expertise in industrial automation, for which it is best known. This means the system has dynamic motion control that adapts to real-time conditions like currents, winds, and quick maneuvers. Embedded intelligence is the first step toward autonomous vessels that will navigate more efficiently and safely, learning from the oceans and from every nautical mile it can sail. Yes, the Dynafim was made for small to medium vessels like ferries, yachts, offshore support, and light cargo ships. But the impact goes far beyond that. An independent OSK ship tech study found a passenger ship with the Dynafim could cut propulsion energy use by up to 22%. And while the world tries to reach those carbon targets, which is zero, by 2025 technologies like these are still more than just innovations. They are key pieces for the future of navigation. Engineering copied nature, and it looks like it's winning. With 81% validated efficiency, the ABB Dynafim not only challenges the limits of naval design, but also makes us imagine a future where ships move like sea creatures, silent, clean, and intelligent. And getting inside a wind turbine blade, a 67-meter tunnel, narrow, dark, suspended more than 100 meters high, is not an easy task. An environment where any mistake can be fatal. But what if instead of putting people in there, a drone could do all the work faster, more safely, and still collect data with a level of precision that no human could achieve? This is the proposal from Swedish company Revolutionize and its Helio 3 drone, which specializes in inspecting confined spaces and has demonstrated how internal wind turbine inspections can advance from 5 days down to just 1. With 4K images, LiDAR data, and no risk to human lives, the Helio 3 drone is built for missions in extreme, tight, dark, and dangerous environments. And it has a high-resolution 4K camera LiDAR sensors that create real-time 3D maps. And a cage-protected body enables collisions without affecting flight. This equipment is used to inspect the inside of wind turbine blades, something that until now was done exclusively by highly trained humans. Accessing a wind turbine blade requires training in confined spaces, working at heights, and operational hours. Each blade needs to be tilted, accessed through hatches, and inspected on both sides of the so-called shear webs, internal structures that reinforce these blades. With Helio 3, that's unnecessary. The drone launches directly from the turbine hub and jumps up high, It travels over 30 meters inside the blade without repositioning. A single operator completes everything in 27 minutes. The result? No risk of accidents or human exposure to hazards. It's a full inspection completed in 1/5 the usual time. During flight, the pilot uses the drone's slider sensor as flyware, generating real-time point clouds to aid navigation, even when out of sight. In addition, the system allows for measurement, recording of the distance traveled, visual identification of damage such as lightning marks, and detailed documentation for preventive maintenance. This information is very valuable not only for keeping the turbine running, but also for preventing catastrophic failures. After all, an undetected internal damage can cost around $1 million per damaged blade. Wind turbines are spreading all over the planet. There are already more than 341,000 units installed, and each one of them needs regular and highly specialized inspections. Subscribe here on your screen. If I'm wrong, you'll see 2 new suggestions. Keep watching our videos. See you next time. Thanks.